As you head into this season, just talk about your preparations as we go into the year.
Well, obviously it's been a different year, but we're excited to be back. We had the pads on yesterday, shells. The pads are cracking. The kids are excited to be practicing, and it's great to be back in season. You know, I think everybody just feels a breath of fresh air to be back into a routine, you know, to have something to prepare for, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right. First question for you this morning is from TJ. Good morning, TJ.
Thanks, Rob. Hey, Coach. You know, as we look at this team this year, JMU is year in and year out considered to be a team that can contend for the national championship. But you lost such a big senior class from last year's team. So many of those guys were key contributors. And some people from the outside may say, hey, you know, this is a JMU team that's really good, but are they going to be a national title contender? When you look at this squad, do you feel like this is another group that they can get back and contend for a national title this year?
Well, I think it's up to us. You know, and what price are we willing to pay? What are we willing to do to be the best we can be to stay away from the virus? And what are we willing to give up to stay away from the virus and be available? Availability is the key to the drill right now. And you got to just take it one day at a time and kind of control the controllables. We have a lot of seniors returning, and, you know, we brought some transfers in, and we really like the freshman class that we recruited. They've had the benefit of fall ball. So, you know, I think this team can be as good as it makes its mind up to be.
Next question for you is from Greg Medea. Go ahead, Greg.
Hey, Curt. I'm just curious. Have you guys, as a staff, talked through what would happen if you have to miss a game this season? What would be the plan for you guys from that standpoint?
You know, we haven't talked through it as a staff. I've got my plan, you know, which if something happens, we'll deal with it. You know, and you got to be flexible, and you got to be ready to adjust and improvise in this day and age. So, but we got a lot of quality coaches on this staff, and, you know, I don't see it as an issue.
Next question from Craig Haley. Go ahead, Craig.
Coach, thank you for the time today. Can you talk about just how so many players are making transfers across the country? And is it pandemic related, or will this continue when we get back to some normalcy, especially with the one-time transfer exception that's out there?
Yeah. Well, we've been pretty fortunate. You know, we lost two guys when we couldn't play this fall. And one guy because he was ready to enter grad school. We didn't have the program he wanted. And another guy that was 25 years old and felt like his clock was ticking and he had to get ready for the draft. Across the country, I think you're seeing it quite a bit. I'm kind of old school, to be honest with you. You know, I feel like we spend a lot of time recruiting these student athletes. They spend a lot of time choosing the right school. And I think in life, you know, there's going to be adversity, and you got to have persistence and stick-to-itiveness to be successful in life. And I think the first thing that goes wrong, you shouldn't be looking, you know, for a way out. And so I think we're sending the wrong message to these young people. We're responsible for developing them as, you know, people, students, and athletes. I think football is a tool, used the right way, helps prepare people for life. And I think the first thing that goes wrong, you shouldn't be looking for a way out. Now, in saying that, you know, every once in a while, the fit just doesn't work, or there's a problem with family health or something like that. But, you know, I see the way it's going. I don't like it. I don't think any of the coaches like it. I don't think it's good for the game. But, you know, we'll see what happens down the road.
Thank you, Coach.
Your next question is from Noah Ziegler. Good morning, Noah.
Morning, Rob. Good morning, Coach. Going off talking about transfers, do you feel like it's been more of a challenge to get these incoming transfers acclimated to the team and campus, especially this year? Or do you think you guys have done a good job kind of getting them used to things and getting them in the swing of things?
Well, you know, the benefit we had is most of our transfers came in last December. So they've been here for over a year now. And we did add 2 more transfers here for the spring term. They're both graduate transfers, older guys. And from this, one is from Maryland. Greg Ross played at UNC, and Mason Cholwa from Western Pennsylvania. And the great thing about JMU, we have such a great culture here. You know, we have a great locker room. We have great leadership. Our guys compete. You know, they work hard to be the best they can be. And when the transfers come in, you know, they like that, and our guys welcome them with open arms. And so the two that we brought in January, I think are really solid additions for us. And, when I see them walking around, they got big smiles on their face. I think their eyes look like they're smiling. You can't see them because they got their masks on. But so far, so good on that end.
Next question, Coach, is from Wayne Epps. Go ahead, Wayne.
Hey, good morning. I want to ask if I could about Aaron City and Josh Wells. Obviously, moved on to the Super Bowl with the Bucks. Obviously, you're not coaching them directly at JMU, but I wanted to ask, what does that mean for the program to have two guys, move on to that level, have that level of visibility, and what does it say about sort of the preparedness guys get at the FCS level in a conference like the CAA for the next level?
Yeah, well, it's a great thing for them to make it to the Super Bowl. That's kind of the ultimate goal. We're really proud of both of them. It's great for our program. We have a number of guys in the NFL on rosters. We had, I think 4 or 5 playing last week in the championship games that were on rosters. And, we're all going to be pulling for them, no question about it, when the Super Bowl kicks off. But I think it speaks a lot to our brand here and how well we're able to recruit, and the development that's gone on in the past, the previous coaches and coaching staffs, and the investment the players have made, and the resources that we provide our student athletes with to be the best they can be, from a medical standpoint, a strength and conditioning standpoint, and an academic standpoint. So we're really proud of those guys. I think Aaron Stinney came in as a walk-on, if I'm not mistaken. And we've had quite a few walk-ons from the state of Virginia come here through the years and earn starting jobs and go on and do really well.
Which position group do you feel most strong about, and maybe which position group do you feel, can get a little more work in to get ready?
Well,
for the
they all
spring?
need more work, that's for sure. and they all got to get better every single day. That's the whole key to the drill right there. We have a veteran offensive line. We have 4 seniors and a redshirt sophomore on our offensive line, and we are loaded at running back. We've got all of our running backs back from last year, and we've got a tremendous freshman running back in the program also. So, those 2 positions, without question, are absolute strengths on this football team. Like was mentioned before, we did lose a few guys on defense, but we've got quite a few guys in the program that have sort of waited their turn. We do have some starters returning, guys that alternated. We have a couple transfers, so I feel really good about our potential there. I really like our kicking situation too. We've got our punter back, our kicker back. We've added a kickoff guy, our long snappers back. So, all in all, I think we have the material to be pretty good. The guys are excited to be back at. I thought we had a really good practice yesterday. Now, obviously, it's early. There were some silly things that went on the field, mistakes, stuff like that. But the pads were cracking. The guys were flying around. They were happy. So really looking forward to getting started.
Thanks, Coach.
Curt, thanks so much for taking time with us here this morning, and looking forward to seeing you more as the spring gets underway.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.